Hello everyone. In today's video, I'll tell you about the Titan II rocket while it was launched in KSB. And a quick note: the sources are in the description if you want to know more. The Titan II was a large hypergolic fueled ICBM that could be launched quickly from its silo, and it was a key part of the US nuclear arsenal from 1963 to 1987, also serving as a launch vehicle that could for NASA's Gemini program. Here are some key facts about the Titan II. The Titan II, designated from the SM-68B or LGM-25C, was a two-stage ICBM with a range of 9,000 nautical miles. It could be launched from its silo in under 60 seconds due to its hypergolic fuel system, which ignites on contact. It carried a single V-53 warhead with a yield of 9 megatons, the most powerful warhead ever mounted on a US delivery vehicle. The Titan II was 108 feet long, 10 feet in diameter, weighing 350,000 pounds. The Titan II was the largest and most powerful American nuclear armed missile for most of its operational life, not noise. It was the longest serving ICBM in the US Air Force strategic arsenal, deployed from 1963 to 87. The Titan II was deployed in central and west United States. It was the principal weapon in the land-based US nuclear arsenal until replaced with the more accurate solid-fueled ICBMs like the Minuteman. Modified Titan IIs were also used by NASA as launch vehicles for the Gemini manned program in the 1960s. The Titan II was also used to launch satellites for the US government after its deactivation as an ICBM. Notable features: the Titan II's hypergolic fuel system allowed for quick response time for responding to a preemptive, I can't pronounce it, nuclear attack. The Titan II was designed to be launched directly from its silo, a major advancement in ICBM technology. The Titan II's V-53 warhead had 3 times the explosive power of all the bombs used in World War II, including both atomic bombs. Hey, if you're enjoying the video, just like and subscribe. Anyway, let's continue. The airframe is a two-stage, aerodynamically stable structure that houses and protects the airborne missile equipment during powered flight. The missile guidance system enables the shutdown and staging enable relay to initiate stage 1 during stage 1 separation. Each stage is 10 feet 3 meters in diameter and has fuel and oxidizer in tandem with the walls of the fuel tanks forming the skin of the missile in those areas. External conduits are attached to outside the surface of tanks to provide passage for the wire maintenance. A removable cover for the tank entry is located on the forward dome of each tank. The Stage 1 airframe consists of an interstage structure, oxygen tank, forward skirt, oxidizer tank. Oh, there are 2 oxidizer tanks. I forgot that. Inner tank structure and fuel tank. The interstage structure, oxidizer tank, forward skirt, inner tank structure are all fabricated assemblies using the riveted skin, stringers, and frame. The oxidizer tank is a welded structure containing of a forward dome, tank barrel, and an aft dome and a feed line. The fuel tank is also a welded structure that consists of a forward dome, tank barrel, aft cone, and internal conduit. Stage 2 airframe consists of a transition section, oxidizer tank, inner tank structure, fuel tank, aft skirt. The transition section, inner tank structure, and aft skirt are all fabricated assemblies using riveted skin, stringers, and frame. Oxidizer tank and fuel tank the oxidizer tank and fuel tank are welded structures consisting of a forward and aft domes. Missile characteristics are: Stage 1's length is 220 meters 67 feet. Stage 2's length is 8.8 meter 29 feet. RV length including spacer is 4.3 meters 14 feet. Stage 1 diameter is 10 feet 3 meters. Same for stage 2 diameter. The RV diameter missile interface is 2.5 meters 8.3 feet. Stage 1's dry mass is 4 tons 319 kilograms or 9,522 pounds. Now I just mentioned in kilograms. Stage 1's weight full is about 121 tons 200 kilograms. Stage 2's weight dry is 2 tons 301 kilograms. Stage 2's full weight is about 28 tons 400 kilograms. Stage 1 engine thrust is 1900 kilonewtons at sea level, and stage 2's engine thrust is 440 kilonewtons at 2500 feet. The Werner thrust of the silo is about 4200 newtons. The Titan II's guidance system was built by ACDeco. It was an IMU made by ACDeco, derived from the original designs of the MIT Dribble Labs. The Missile Guidance Computer (MGC) was the first ICBM ASC. Stage 1 contained 3 gyros and the autopilot. The autopilot attempted to keep the missile straight during the first stage flight and send commands to the IMU on the second stage. The IMU would compensate and send steering commands to the engine actuators. When space for the system became hard to attain, it was replaced by a more modern guidance system, the Delco Universal Space Guidance System, or USGS. The USGS used a Caror vessel, I can't pronounce it, IMU and the Magic 352 computer. Titan II missiles are designed to be launched from underground missile silos that were hardened against nuclear attack. This intended to allow for the United States to survive a nuclear first strike by the enemy and be able to retaliate with the second strike response. The authority to order the launch of a Titan II was vested exclusively on the US presidents. Once an order was given to launch codes were sent to the silos of the SAC HQ or its backup in California. The signal was an audio transmission of 35 letter codes. The two missile operators would record the code in a notebook. The codes were compared to each other. If they matched, both operators proceeded to a red safe containing the missile launch documents. The safe featured a separate lock for each operator who unlocked it using a combination only known to themselves. The safe contained a number of paper envelopes with 2 letters on the front. Embedded in the 35 letter code sent from the HQ was a 7 letter subcode. The first 2 letters of the subcode indicated which envelope to open. Inside was a plastic cookie with 5 more letters written on it. If the cookie matched the remaining 5 digits of the subcode, the launch order was authenticated. The message also contained a 6 letter code that unlocked the missile. This code was entered on a separate system that opened the butterfly valve to the oxidizer lines on the missile engines. Once unlocked, the missile was ready to launch. The other portions of the message contained the launch time, which might be immediate or might be any time in the future. When that time was reached, two operators inserted keys into their respective control panels and turned them to launch. The keys had to be turned on within 2 seconds of each other and had to be held for 5 seconds. The consoles are too far apart for one person to turn both within the required timing. Successfully turning the keys would start the missile launch sequence. First, the Titan II's batteries would be charged up completely. Then the missile would disconnect itself from the silo power. Then the silo doors would slide open, giving a silo soft alarm inside the control room. The guidance system of the Titan II would configure itself to take control of the missile and ingest data to guide the missile. Subsequently, main engine ignition would occur. Thrust would be allowed to build for a few seconds. Then the supports holding the missile in place inside the silo would be released using pyrotechnic bolts to allow the missile to lift off. The Titan rocket family was established in the October 1955 when the Air Force awarded Glenn L. Martin Company a contract to build intercontinental ballistic missile (ICBM). It became known as the Titan I, the nation's first two-stage ICBM and the first underground-based ICBM as well. The Martin Company realized that the Titan I could be further improved and presented a proposal to the US Air Force to develop a improved version. It would carry a larger warhead over greater range with better accuracy and could be launched more quickly. The Martin Company came up with a contract for a new missile, the SM-68B Titan II. In June 1960, the Titan II was 650 times heavier than the Titan I, with a longer first stage, a larger diameter second stage. The Titan II also used storable propellants, Allison 50, which is 1:1 mixture of hydrazine and unsymmetrical dimethyl hydrazine, and dinitrogen tetroxide oxidizer. The Titan I, whose liquid oxygen oxide had to be loaded immediately between launch and had to be raised from its silo before launch. The use of storable propellants enabled the Titan II to be launched within 60 seconds directly within its silo. The hypergolic nature made them dangerous to handle. A leak could and did lead to explosions, and the fuel was highly toxic. However, it allowed for a rapid launch once order was received, a significant advantage versus earlier cryogenic ICBMs, which could not be remained fueled indefinitely and had to be fueled before launch. The Titan II was in service from 1963 to 1987. There were originally 54 Titan II strategic air command missiles. For the 54 Titan II missiles were on a 24-hour continuous alert with 18 missiles each surrounding 3 bases. Davis Mountain Air Force Base near Tucson, Arizona, the Little Rock Air Force Base in Kansas, and McConnell Air Force Base in Wichita, Kansas. I really am not pronouncing these properly. In conclusion, the Titan II was a groundbreaking missile that played a crucial role in both the military and space exploration arsenal for 2 decades. Its role of sending astronauts into orbit, the Titan II was an engineering marvel of its time. If you enjoyed the video, again, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.